I had to restart this again. I had something going with my phone. Back again. This is going to be part two. I had like 10, 15 minutes there. I just lost it all. So, because I'm not doing 3 parts. So, anyways, this is part two. Part one, Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21. It's the same event. And I'm going to show y'all what the parable of the sower goes right with it. We're going to go over a couple things here. This is not going to be a very long video because my video messed up and I had to end the first one. So we're going to do the second one. It's not going to be very long. We're going to Matthew 13, the parable of the sower explains so much. We'll review verse 30. Let both grow together. Oh, and that from the end of part one, it was 2 Corinthians 4:4, but I'll do another explanation on that another time because I done it just a minute ago. I lost that video, so I'm not doing it again. I'll do it later on when I got my notes on my composition book. So we're going to continue this study. Matthew 13, verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. The harvest is the end of the world. And in the time of the harvest, I, talking about God, will say to the reapers are the angels, gather you together first the tares, that's the lost, and bind them in bundles to burn them. Throw them in the lake of fire, basically. But gather the wheat into my barn. The wheat are the Christians, the saved. Okay? Because if you want your documentation for that, to understand the parable of the sower, you got to read verse 34 on Matthew 13. Okay? The sower is God. The enemy is Satan. The reapers are the angels. The harvest is the end of the world. So a lot of people want to go into the churches and want to say, oh, the harvest is ripe. The harvest is now. The harvest is now. The harvest is not right now. We still got to go through the Great Tribulation. We're here. You know what I mean? That's what's going on. Harvest is in the world on the last day. Well, we're in the end times, 100%. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm going to say the harvest is ripe. Harvest ain't ripe yet. We ain't got to that day yet. So, now we're going to read, like I said, the explanation there. If you read Matthew 13, verse 34 to 43, you'll find out whose kingdom it belongs to, Jesus our Father. But you'll find out who, like I just told y'all who it was. You'll find out who the sower is, what the field is, the world, the age of the harvest, the tares, the wheat, the enemies, the devil. It's all right there, from verse 34 to 43. Now we're going to read Matthew 13, verse 47 through 50. And understand, this right here is going to make sense with Matthew 24 and Luke 17. It's going to make a lot of sense. Okay. Verse 47 through 50 of Matthew 13. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. There's a net gathered. There's a net. Okay. The sea is the people. Okay, you see that with the dragon that comes out of the sea. It's not like the ocean. It's people. It's going to come through the people. Same as this. It's a large net. Many cast into the sea, but cast into the people, basically. And gathered of every kind. Every kind of person. Every kind of people. Every nation, every tongue, every person. Okay? Which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. Okay, when you see they, it's not talking about 2 or 3 persons that are God. It's one God who's doing all the separating, the wheats and the tares, sheep on his right hand, goats on his left hand. But he sends forth his reapers, his angels, to throw the evil in the fire and put us in the barn. Okay, he's going to come into his kingdom. Let's see. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and serve the wicked from among the just. They're going to separate the wicked from the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's nowhere that is saying that there's a pre-trib. There's nowhere saying that the saints are going to get taken first. The evil's going to get taken first. So now we're going to go to Matthew 24, verse 36 through 44, which a lot of so-called believers want to misinterpret this so badly. They one taking, one left. Look, we're not going to be here. This is not what that is saying. So Verse 36 through 44 of Matthew 24. Says, mine's labeled with the time of Christ's coming is unknown. Okay. It even goes on Mark 13, Luke 17. We might go to Mark 13. Let me write that down here. Let's see, Mark 13, 32 through 37. Can't remember what that says, but it says it'll probably be the same thing. But of the day and hour no man knoweth, not the angels of heaven, but my Father. Only God himself knows the day nor hour. Spirit. It talks about Father, is Spirit. John 4:24. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. That's the context of the days of Noah, and it's about to be the days of Lot. And who was destroyed first? The wicked. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. Look at the day. They're eating, drinking, marrying, doing everything till the day God comes back. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So when the Son of Man comes, he's going to take the wicked and the evil. He's going to pour his wrath out on them. He's going to speak. His brightness of his coming. We're going to change the twinkling of an eye. Wicked's going to be thrown to the fire. We're going to be brought to him. Boom. Okay. Then shall be two in the field. One shall be taken. The other shall be left. But who's the one taken in the context of the days of Noah and the days of Lot? The wicked. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. One shall be taken. Other shall be left. Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your God, your Lord, does come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be you also ready, for in such an hour as you think not the Son of Man cometh. So, only God himself is coming back. And in this context, okay, God, we're going to be changing the twinkling of an eye. God's going to come back. Okay? He's coming back. There's nobody else coming back. But understand that he's going to send forth his reapers, his angels, to gather the evil. Just like the days of Lot, days of Noah. The days of Lot and the days of Noah, the evil was destroyed. They was taken first. So there's no pre-trib. We're going to Matthew 13, Mark 13, Mark 13, verse 24 through 27. I can't remember what that says. No, wait, no. Verse 32 through 37 of Mark 13. And then we're going to go to Luke 17, verse 25 through 37. Let's see, verse 32 through 37 of Mark 13. Let's see. But of that day and in the hour no man knoweth, not the angels, nor which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. The Spirit. That's what we're talking about. The Spirit knows all things. God is a Spirit. God knows all things. Jesus knew the thoughts, the hearts, the minds, right? So this is not a different person. Take you heed, watch, and pray, for you know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey. Where does the journey go to heaven? Who has left his house and gave authority to his servants, and let every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch you therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. And I was like, but that was Zechariah 14, we're talking about evening time. But we don't know. God come at any time, but it has to be at that day, the last trumpet, the 13 books must be built. The 2 witnesses must prophesy for 3.5 years. That's got to happen, folks. Let's see. 2 more verses. Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all. Watch. So we must be watching. Knowing the times. Am I guilty of not always watching? Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So now we're going to go to Luke chapter 17. And notice that in the first video, Luke 21 went with Mark 13 and Matthew 24. But Luke 17 is before Luke 21. So, know that. We're going to read verse 25 through 37. Same context as Matthew 24. Okay? I only went to Mark 13 because I had it written down there on my Bible. But at the end of the day, Matthew 24, verse 36 through 44, goes with Luke 17, verse 25 through 37. Same context, the days of Lot and Noah. Let's go. Verse 25. But first must he suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. So people's going to reject Jesus. And he did. He was rejected back then. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives. They were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Who was destroyed in Noah and Lot's time? The wicked. It never says that we're about to get more into context, because it never says that the righteous, the saved, are taken out before it gets bad. Even thus shall it be in the days when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down and take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. He's warning us, don't go back into there. Don't go back in that city. Don't go back to this. Because the world's going to flock to Satan. And we're about to get to that. The world's going to flock to Satan. Don't be them. Follow me, Jesus. That's what he's saying. Remember Lot's wife. She turned back. She went towards the world. They was getting killed. She was trying to look back. She didn't listen. She wasn't obedient. Verse 33, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. So if we're going to lose our life for Christ, to live for Christ is to die is gain. We have the victory. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken and the other shall be left. People think, well, look, that's the rapture. We're taken beforehand. You know, that's not what it's saying. You need to read the context. The context is, who was destroyed? Who was taken? The evil. So, one taken, one left. Two women will be grinding together. The one shall be taken, the other left. Two men shall be in the field. The one taken, the other left. And then they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, and this is context. This is very deep in understanding. Okay, when you got these people in these churches want to teach, oh, you'll preacher rapture. Explain these verses, folks. Explain. When it talks about the context of days of Noah and Lot, that the wicked was destroyed, and then one taken, one left. It's not talking about a secret preacher of rapture. Who's the one taken? The wicked. Okay, look at verse 37. And they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, wheresoever the body is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Who was the one taken? Who was the ones taken? They was killed. Their bodies was taken. They was taken.